Welcome to the Poor Man's Retro Game Room, and welcome to this episode of Scanlines. So today we are going to be playing Skyhammer for the Atari Jaguar. We're going to be playing it, of course, on original hardware. We're going to be capturing footage right off the CRT back there, the Sony Trinitron. And we're going to play it the way it was meant to be played, the way it was designed to be played, and that's through a CRT TV. So I hope you enjoy this. We're going to give you a good look at some of the gameplay and just talk about Skyhammer. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's fire the big cat up. I love that roar when you turn on your Atari Jaguar. That's awesome, man. Yeah, this is a game I've been wanting for quite a while, and I'm really happy with it. It plays great. Of course, it's a Rebellion production, which they also helped design and produce Alien vs. Predator for the Atari Jaguar. So you know what kind of game you're getting. I mean, they've got a stellar record, of course. And we're going to change the game type to battle. This is probably about the 4th or 5th time I played this game, because we just got it in brand new, did the unboxing like I said, and finally got some time this weekend to play, and been having a lot of fun with it. Alright, so this is battle mode, and it's kind of telling you what you need to do. If you're on mission mode, this will come up with the mission that you need to do, and it'll show you the map. It actually gives you your ship's coordinates as well, which is kind of cool. You can pull that map up in game, of course, as well. And you do have a radar you'll be keeping an eye on. The production value of this game is excellent, and some of the best graphics I've seen in the era, you know, that the Atari Jaguar was released in. And of course, this game, you know, had to be picked up by Songbird Productions, you know, to finish developing it and actually finish the game. I don't know how much finishing they really need to do. I wish I kind of had a little more information on that, but the game was finished enough, at least, to be previewed and reviewed by a few different magazines. So it was out there, people were looking forward to it, and then of course the Jaguar was over. Atari pulled the plug on it, if you will. And then Songbird Productions, I believe they released this game in the year 2000, I want to say. But you can get it brand new now. It is around $85 to $90. I went for a long time just looking at this game and watching videos on it and just really wanting it. And I love the texture mapping. That's not something that you saw a lot of on the Atari Jaguar. I'm not sure. I guess there was some, but this is just, it's done very, very well. And, you know, if the Jaguar had a few more of these types of games out there released with the system, if games like Iron Soldier would have got a little more attention, you know, Rayman, awesome platformer. If some of those games would have got a little more attention and they would have had a few more of these types of games out, I think that the system would have done a lot better. And you know, it gets a little old as a Jaguar fan watching some videos on the Atari Jaguar where people just don't really know what they're talking about. There was a rumor that it's only 32-bit, and I've watched some videos of guys that were in the know, and this is a 64-bit system. There's no problem stating that. It is. Now, does that mean that it's, you know, way better than a 32-bit system? No, not necessarily, but it is a 64-bit system. So, and then I watched another really high-profile channel, and they were kind of doing a review on Super Burnout for the Atari Jaguar, and they were saying how it was really choppy and didn't have frame rate. No, Super Burnout for the Atari Jaguar is one of the best games that runs at a 60 frame per second clip. smoothly at all times. So there's just a lot of misinformation out there about the Jag, and you know, of course, one of my favorite channels, you know, did a video series on how terrible it was, and of course, you know, that was his shtick. That's what he did, and unfortunately, people really, you know, took that as gospel and just thought, oh man, the Jaguar had been the worst system ever made, you know, and that's just not true. It just isn't true. And it's one of my favorite systems right now to collect, as I hit the pause button by accident, trying to shoot off some missiles. You have different missiles, and you have some homing missiles. This game, it's just cool. Your radar down below there, it shows you where your enemies are. You can see the verticality in this game. I mean, you can get up and you can rise and fly over most of the rooftops. There are, like, around the border of the map, you can't get over those roofs. Like, they're a little bit higher than the maximum height you can fly, which is understandable. But the maps are pretty big, contain a lot of stuff, and I mean, you can tell that frame rate isn't perfect, and at times it'll get pretty low, but for the most part, man, this is a silky smooth experience. The combat is really where I just love this game. Combat is awesome. And you can plug this in, go into battle mode, and just play kind of like an arcade game, you know, or you can go for that you know, a little deeper experience. All right, so here's where you can you can dock into the port, and this will show you a little bit of what you can do once you get into that port. Yeah, you can purchase fuel. You can fix your ship. You can upgrade your ship if you have enough points. And you really do have to keep an eye on that and manage your fuel and damage and so forth. There we go. Fix those shields. Purchase a little more fuel, get a full tank. That shows you if I would have had enough points, I could have upgraded my fuel tank. You can save your game here. It's a battery backup, of course. A lot of Atari Jaguar games had that battery backup, which is pretty cool. Attack warning, you can see your, the top of the ship, giving you information, telling you which zone you're in. And sometimes when you're on a mission, you'll have to go like across the map. That's how you start, and you have to find a data pack. And it's hard, but it's kind of cool if you really want to sit down and just enjoy this game and play a long, deep game. You can do that. I mean, it's not really deep, I guess, but you can play a mission-based game and really get into it that way as well. I think the battle mode, though, is a really good way to get yourself familiar with the controls and the combat. And you look down there at the radar. Sometimes, just by the virtue of what this game is like, you can miss a turn or miss an opening to where you can actually travel through. And so it's a good idea, of course, to use that radar. It does really help. And if you see the little dot on the outside of the radar, that is always due north. So that always kind of helps you keep your bearings, know which side of the map you're on. And if you hit the 5 on your keypad, it'll pull up the map and you can revisit the objectives that you're on in mission mode. Is that fire a missile? But it gives you a lot of good information. I kind of suspect, I wonder if there's some people out there that make custom overlays for the Atari Jaguar's controller, and I might be looking for one of those. I might have to check that out. It would be really cool to have an overlay for this game. It takes good advantage of the Pro controller if, once you upgrade your ship, but it takes advantage of the regular controller. I don't have a Pro controller yet. I will be getting one at some point. That's another misunderstood thing about the Atari Jaguar is the controller. The controller is a good controller. It's comfortable to me. I love the amount of buttons that it has on it and keys. The D-pad is good. It's not, perfect, but it is good. It's good enough, and it's playable. So I think there's, I don't know, that's one of those things where people try to really say how terrible the Jaguar is, and they'll talk about the controller. And no, a lot of times, as I fly over the rooftops here and show you, they have cannons and turrets up there. So, and they will, if you don't keep moving, they'll take you out. But a lot of the criticism that comes at the Atari Jaguar, I think, comes from people who've never played it, never owned one, never played a good game on one. They may have looked at, one of the games that aren't great. And there's some stinkers, of course, just like every console. Every console has some bad games on it. But, people love to criticize that there are ones who never owned one, never played one long enough to actually see what it's like. So, alright, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to dock in this port. And I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. Man, if you made it to the end, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And don't be afraid to check out the unboxing of Skyhammer that I had on the channel here a few days ago. So thank you for joining me. Man, I hope you have a great rest of your day.